Dana, yes, it has been really nice to see that sun after Monday's storm, but with it comes some cooler temps.
Absolutely, especially over the next 2 days. But I did want to mention on the almanac that the days are starting to get longer again. So that's always very exciting. Winter solstice rather is tomorrow. So it is going to feel like winter over the next couple of days because we've got cold front moving through that's going to make things a little bit chillier. But our high temperatures for today felt pretty December-like out there. Got into the mid 30s to some lower 40s in the southern coast. But overall, this is a pretty typical day for this time in December, but we are going to trend colder over the next 2 days. Now, most of us saw plenty of sunshine out there today with the exception of far eastern Maine. They saw some clouds from a system that's very far offshore, so we aren't going to see any precipitation from this system, but these clouds are going to linger for a little while longer before we all get in on the sunshine over the next couple of days. Now, we have been talking a lot about the river flooding over the past couple of days. National Weather Service still has flood warning issues for the Androscoggin and Kennebec rivers, and though they have crested at this point, so they've reached their highest point, it's going to take another day or so for the water levels to get back down to below flood levels. So it's going to be until then before these flood warnings will be dropped. I think Thursday at 11:54 might be a little bit early. So I think these are going to be extended for a little while longer before the flood waters will get back to being within their banks. So I mentioned some of the rivers. The Androscoggin peaked at about 20 feet. So right now it's still in the minor flooding stage, and you'll see it'll take a little while longer for it to get back to below flood stage, which is underneath this yellow color here. So we still have a little bit of time before we can really get started on the cleanup there. Now, low temperatures overnight tonight, getting into the teens and 20s in some spots, so we are going to be below freezing. So some of that more shallow flood water does have a chance of freezing, as well as some black ice late tonight and into early tomorrow morning. So that's something to be cautious about. However, the deeper water and the fast moving water isn't going to have a chance of freezing. So just kind of keeping that in mind as we go, especially over the next couple of days, because we are going to be very cold. Now, this hour-by-hour forecast is going to look a little bit repetitive over the next couple of days because we have high pressure and control, and that's going to keep us with this kind of plenty of sunshine, but very cold over the next couple of days, especially tomorrow and into Friday, where I think temperatures really aren't going to get out of freezing for almost all of us, even throughout the day. But we are going to stay in this much sunnier pattern until we get into the weekend. Then we're going to start to build in some cloud cover, but overall we are going to stay dry really until we get almost into the middle of next week. I do want to mention that tomorrow is going to be a little bit on the breezy side. Could have some gusts from the north between 30 and 35 miles per hour. So this isn't like the gusts that we were seeing on Monday that caused that damage, but it is going to be a little bit gusty throughout the day tomorrow, and then those winds will calm down for Friday and the weekend. So it's going to be cold over the next couple of days. The weekend, though, going to start to moderate in terms of temperature, and we don't really have any precipitation to talk about really until Wednesday of next week. Seas 4 to 9 feet. We'd still have that gale warning in effect until Friday at 4 a.m. But overall, I think the 7-day forecast looks pretty good. The good news is that it's going to be dry over the next couple of days. So that's going to allow for some good cleanup to come out of that, Zach.
Sounds good, Dana. Thanks so much.